Virgo. Scarcity sells, limited time, exclusive access, once in a lifetime, one of one, rare opportunity, won't happen again. These phrases trigger urgency. They activate fear of missing out. They make you act before thinking. They bypass rational assessment and target your emotional vulnerability. And content creators know this. They use these triggers intentionally. Not because what they're offering is actually scarce, but because scarcity language increases engagement, increases conversions, increases the probability you'll do whatever they're asking. So when you see this only happens once in a lifetime, your first question shouldn't be, what is it? Your first question should be, why are they using scarcity language, and what do they want from me? Because the answer is usually they want your engagement, your data, your money, your trust, your willingness to believe you're special, so you'll keep coming back for more content that reinforces that belief. Can you see the sales technique underneath the spiritual wrapping? Develop that X-ray vision. Because here's what your one of one actually means when said to mass audience. Nothing. It means nothing. It's flattery. It's telling everyone they're unique in hopes that everyone feels seen and special and therefore receptive to whatever comes next. But if everyone's one of one, then no one is. The phrase loses all meaning. It becomes just noise, just manipulation through false individualization. Real one of one status comes from your actual unique combination of experiences, choices, perspectives, capabilities, not from content telling you you're special because you clicked on something. So when content uses this language, when it promises you're uniquely positioned for blessing or opportunity or breakthrough, recognize it as technique, as strategy, as manipulation designed to make you receptive, and then ask what is actually being offered. What do they actually want? What am I being primed to accept or purchase or believe? Are you falling for flattery, or are you assessing content critically? Check yourself. Because I need to address what time to receive blessings suggests. It implies passivity. It suggests blessings arrive through reception rather than through creation. It positions you as vessel waiting to be filled rather than as agent creating your own outcomes. And that positioning, while it might feel spiritually appropriate, it's disempowering. Because as long as you're waiting to receive, you're not actively building, you're not creating conditions, you're not exercising agency, you're just waiting, hoping the right blessings find their way to you, trusting that external forces will deliver what you need, and sometimes good things do arrive unexpectedly. Sometimes circumstances align favorably without your direct intervention. Sometimes you receive things you didn't actively create, but building life strategy around waiting for those moments, that's passivity. That's surrender of power. That's choosing to be effect rather than cause. Real blessings, sustainable, meaningful improvements in your life, they come from what you build, not from what you receive. Are you building or waiting to receive? Your circumstances reveal which you've been choosing. Because here's what actually happens once in a lifetime. Genuine, rare opportunities do exist. Moments when specific combination of factors creates opening that won't exist again. times when being in right place at right time creates genuine once-in-a-lifetime possibility, but those moments don't announce themselves as once in a lifetime. They don't come with labels. They don't arrive through content telling you they're special. They just happen. And you either recognize them or you don't. Either capitalize on them or you miss them. Either have built enough capacity to seize them or you haven't. And afterward, in retrospect, you might realize that was once in a lifetime moment. But in the moment, it probably just looked like choice, like opportunity, like possibility worth exploring. So if content is telling you this is once in a lifetime moment, if it's insisting you're at rare threshold, it probably isn't. It probably won't be. It's probably just normal content using urgency language to increase engagement. Real once in a lifetime moments don't need to advertise themselves. They just are. Can you recognize the difference between genuine rarity and manufactured urgency? This skill protects you from constant manipulation, because I want to talk about what you might be hoping this is. You probably want to believe you're at turning point, that something's about to shift, that struggle is about to end, that this moment right now is the threshold between difficulty and ease, and that hope it's understandable. When you've been working hard without seeing results, when you've been struggling longer than feels sustainable, when you're exhausted from the grind, the idea that breakthrough is imminent, that rare opportunity is here, that blessings are about to flow. It's emotionally necessary. It's what keeps you going. It's the hope that makes continued effort feel bearable. But hope needs to be grounded, needs to be connected to reality, needs to motivate action rather than replace it. So hope for good things, but also create conditions for good things. Don't just wait for once in a lifetime moment. Build capacity so when genuine opportunities arise, rare or not, you're positioned to capitalize on them. Are you using hope as fuel or as substitute for action? Examine honestly, because here's what time to receive actually requires. It's not passive. Receiving well, receiving in ways that allow blessings to actually improve your life rather than just creating temporary relief requires active capacity. You need to be ready. Need to have done enough work on yourself that you can handle what arrives without it destroying you or without you sabotaging it. You need to be available. Need to have created space in your life for something new. Need to have released grip on things that aren't serving you so you have hands free to catch what's coming. You need to be worthy, not in moral sense, but in practical sense. Need to have developed skills or qualities or capacities that make you viable recipient of whatever opportunity or blessing might appear. So if you're receiving blessings, the work isn't passive waiting. The work is active preparation, active readiness, active becoming, someone who can handle what arrives. Have you been doing that work or just waiting for delivery? Be honest about your level of preparation, because I also need to address people who keep consuming this kind of content. If you're regularly clicking on promises about rare opportunities, once in a lifetime moments, special blessings coming, you're not experiencing those things. You're experiencing pattern of hoping for them, being disappointed when they don't materialize, and then seeking new promise to hope for. That's addiction cycle. You're addicted to hope. Addicted to the feeling of being on verge of breakthrough, addicted to content that promises you're special without requiring you to do anything difficult, and that addiction, it's keeping you stuck because As long as you're consuming promises, you're not building realities. As long as you're hoping for rare blessings, you're not creating common successes. So if you recognize that pattern in yourself, if you see that you keep seeking this kind of content, stop, break the cycle. Go do something real instead of consuming something hopeful. Build one thing, learn one skill, take one concrete action toward what you actually want. That matters more than consuming 1,000 promises about blessings coming. Can you break the consumption cycle? Try it and see what happens. Because here's what I really need you to understand. You're not one of one. You're one of billions. You're human navigating human experience with all the complexity and difficulty and occasional beauty that entails. And that's okay. That's enough. You don't need to be cosmically special to have meaningful life. You don't need to be uniquely chosen to create good outcomes. You just need to show up, make choices, build things, learn from mistakes, keep going when it's hard. That's available to everyone. It's not once in a lifetime. It's every single day opportunity. And it's more reliable than waiting for rare blessings, more empowering than positioning yourself as passive receiver, more likely to create actual sustained improvement in your life. So stop looking for the special moment. Stop waiting for the rare opportunity. Stop believing you need cosmic permission to build good life. Just build it, starting now with whatever you have from wherever you are. That's the real blessing. That's the real opportunity. That's the real once-in-a-lifetime moment, this moment, right now, when you decide to stop waiting and start building. Will you take it? Or will you keep clicking on promises about how special you are while your actual life stays exactly the same? Choose and live with your choice, because that's the only thing that actually matters. Not what content promises, but what you actually do. So do something, anything. Just stop consuming and start creating. That's where your power lives. That's where your blessing exists. That's where your breakthrough becomes possible. Not in reception, in action. Now go. Every moment is once in a lifetime because it happens exactly once. Stop waiting for special moments and start making ordinary moments count. That's the real work.